So this video has been in the making for a very long time. It took me weeks to collect your questions. There were more than 100 questions and we boiled it down to 25. Then we worked really hard, created a long video. It took us 3 hours. Me and Nishita, we worked really hard, but it just didn't work out. So because of a tech glitch, we lost everything. So today I thought I will go solo and try to answer your question. So here we are. First question: what does Ketu want from us during its Mahadasha? What is it trying to teach us? Like Ketu wants us to be isolated, do meditation, and go to temple, वगैरह वगैरह. So look, Venus has a different philosophy. Ketu is a sannyasi, is a fakir, is a monk. He doesn't want to engage with the world. Venus is a very spiritual planet, but it is developed to such an extent that it can enjoy the world as well. So the motto of Venus is Jan bhi Jahan bhi. Okay. So Ketu will take you to Tirtha sthals and far off places and in middle of nature where there are no people. Venus wants to visit good temples, but probably do a VIP darshan. Venus wants to go to places which are happy and happening, preferably luxurious, good hotels, clubs, etc. Then Venus wants you to enjoy the comforts which are there in the nature. He wants you to take care of your body, he wants you to have great places to go and overall enjoy life. Question 2: what should we do to utilize this dasha properly and adopt positive aspects of it? And what precautions should we take so that we don't become lecherous and too materialistic? I remember I had a similar question and I asked Dharmesh Mehta Sahib in an interview that Rahu loves to enter Venus territory and what should we do about it? So Dharmesh Bhai said, keep the quantity in moderation. One or two glasses of wine is great. It's Shukra. Entire bottle of wine is Rahu. So whenever you go to excess, whenever you go beyond moderation, it always leads to Rahu taking over the Shukra territory. So enjoy, definitely do whatever you like, but keep it moderate and enjoy it only to a point where you enjoy it and it doesn't take over. It doesn't hurt you, it doesn't ruin your life. Remain in Shukra territory, never enter Rahu territory. Next question: what can we look forward to in Shukra Dasha in general? Now, many people think that Shukra will bring back the days of Mercury, that they would be hustling, they will be working hard, making money. That's not exactly true. Remember, Mercury is the planet of victory while Shukra is the planet of luxury. In Hindi, I say Mercury को जीतना है, शुक्र को जीना है. Mercury will work for 18 hours, will ruin his life for the next promotion, will hustle it up. Shukra will say, to hell with your promotion, I want to live a good life. So in Mercury, winning takes over. In Shukra, enjoying takes over. In Mercury, जीतना जरूरी है. In Shukra, जीना जरूरी है. So it will bring a lot of relaxation, laid-back lifestyle, relationships, and general happiness, but not the Mercury kind of hustle. Next question: will it be a happy, good, comfortable, healthy, and peaceful life? Okay. There are no perfect Mahadashas, there are no perfect days. But what I can tell is most people have a good or a decent Venus Mahadasha. A lot depends on the Venus placement of the chart. Venus is good in most of the houses, but it's bad in 6 and 12. Then a lot also depends on the ascendants. Best for Capricorn and Aquarius ascendant, and I have seen Venus give tricky results for Sagittarius and Pisces ascendants. Rest of them are somewhere in between. So a lot depends on the Venus period, but most of the people, I would say 80% have it much better than Ketu. Will the worries, conflict, stress reduce? I would say yes. Because what happens is in a planet's Mahadasha, you start to look, feel, think, and act like the Mahadasha Lord. So Ketu is a headless, detached, sad, sort of sad planet. Venus is a very diplomatic planet. You learn to live and enjoy and avoid conflicts. But the best thing that you can do is to remain detached and remember the lessons of Ketu. Do not go to the excesses. And I think the Venus diplomacy helps a person avoid a lot of stress. Will health improve? Oh, yes, definitely. Uh, what I have seen is that Shukra is also the planet of Ayurveda, and I have seen significant improvement on health when people transition from Ketu to Venus period. The biggest thing that I have noticed is that there is a lot of sleep improvement, and thank you, Nishita, for this input. And I've checked it on a lot of people, and they all said that after Ketu to Venus, their sleep has improved. And when Venus chakra becomes activated, you become more body conscious. You start to take better care of your health. You start to eat better quality food. You care in general about your health. I have seen people find good medical practitioners and recover from a lot of diseases. So yes, I would say Venus period, most people become way healthier than they were in their Ketu period. Will people enter life back like estranged sibling friends who went far? Entry of a partner, will everything be returned that was lost in Ketu? No. केतु का काटा जुड़ता नहीं है. What Ketu cuts can never be joined back. Your karma with those people were over. That is why they moved on. What you can look forward to is new people who will come in your life and make you happy. And since you become more diplomatic, you are able to sustain and grow and make new relations. You need to remember one thing, and Ketu taught me this, that all relationships belong to the body. What we call lifelong relationships are like 40, 50 years, even the parents. Okay. So, and nothing is permanent, not even your body. So, whatever is gone, do not lament about it. People who have good karmic bonds will enter your life in Shukra period, so you can look forward to it. Those who started Ketu in midlife will be 43 to 45 by the time Shukra starts. So, what could such person hope for? Okay, so my heart goes out to anybody who hits Ketu Mahadasha between their 30 to their 55. That's a very, very difficult phase to have. Young people, at most, they can flunk in a subject or have a breakup. Old people, at most, they can have health issues. Middle-aged person would have all kind of issues, money issues, career issues, relationship issues, health issues. So this is a tough time. But on the good side, when Shukra ends by 40, 45, for the next 20 years, you are going to do very well, provided Shukra is good in your chart. That is the time when a person is at the peak of his career between 40 to 60, and if Venus is favorable, they would be able to do well and deliver a lot for their family, and they would have a good ending to their career. So I think it makes up if you hit your Shukra Dasha in your 40s. If Venus is connected with Ketu in any sense by conjunction, does it mean that there will always be essence of Ketu in whole of Shukra Mahadasha? No. And thank God for it. Venus Ketu conjunction is a tough one, and I will create videos on it. It will take a long time. But remember, Mahadasha Lord is the boss, he is the CEO. So he is going to give his impact, and Ketu has had its Mahadasha before this. So Ketu will not have that kind of power. Ketu has given you the results of your Ketu related karma, at least the majority of them during his Mahadasha. So you can sit back and relax about it. Shukra is going to give you more of a Shukra impact. Although there would be a trace of Ketu in a person who has Ketu Shukra conjunction, his personality would always have some sort of quirkiness, some sort of romantic issues, some sort of marital issues. But in Shukra Mahadasha, Shukra will be the boss and Shukra will have his way. So don't worry about it. How can we identify that Shukra Mahadasha has started to give its effects? Any signs or signals? Good question. Number one signal, you start to look prettier. Your nose becomes super active, you just cannot tolerate bad smells, and you run out and buy some really, really good perfumes. A lot of perfumes enter your life. You have less anger and more diplomacy, you are smarter, calmer, your health improves, and the houses owned by Shukra in the chart start to become very active. Does Shukra Mahadasha always bring material gains? Can it also be a spiritual uplifter? Okay. Good question. The answer is not necessarily. Mercury is a hustler. Mercury has to make money. Shukra wants to live a good life. So it will give you enough to have a good lifestyle. It may not give you enough to realize your ambitions or build a very big bank balance. But yes, your lifestyle would be good. Spiritual upliftment, I have seen 12th house Venus and a 9th house Venus give a lot of spiritual upliftment. And if your Venus is under good impact, you can actually make a lot of progress spiritually in a Venus Mahadasha. Venus, as I've said, is the most complicated of all planets. So it can definitely bring you spiritual upliftment as well. During Ketu, I didn't care much about my looks, but suddenly in Venus, I have become obsessed about them. Why does this happen? Congratulations, Shukra is taking over. Shukra has become the CEO of your life, the boss of your life. Remember, the Mahadasha Lord is the boss of the life. You start to look, feel, act, and behave like the Mahadasha Lord. Shukra chakra in your body becomes activated, and you suddenly want to look good. In Ketu, you were more in a fakir mode, but in Shukra, you get into a princess mode. So you become obsessed with your looks and smell, and you visit spas and salons and buy perfumes and deos. So good for you, enjoy it. Shukra Mahadasha, Shani Antardasha is hell on earth. Is it so difficult for everyone? In my opinion, Shukra Shani is the worst period of Shukra Mahadasha, particularly for men. It is really, really bad. Women have it bad, but not to that intensity, because I've said this in previous video that Shani is sort of anti-men. So people often ask me why this happens. Shani Shukra are supposed to be friends, and I give an example of the movie Godfather. Michael, the strong, no-nonsense Shani character, loves his brother Fredo, the happy-go-lucky party animal, Shukra-like character. But he cow fights and dominates Fredo in every scene. So whenever Shani enters Shukra territory, the Shukra party crashes, and there is a lot of stress, particularly at a romantic and marital level, especially for men. Next question: is Venus Mahadasha good for acting career or any other career related to entertainment industry? Now, while Venus can give you some acting chops and opportunities, I would never encourage anybody to try and look for a career in government job or Bollywood, because these are pyramid careers. The top 1% has everything, and the rest of the 99% they have nothing. So even if the time is going good and Venus is good in your chart, at most you can maybe work in a uh, advertisement or a small web series, or you can top your coaching classes or your acting classes. But I would very strongly advise to have a reasonable plan B for your career. These careers I have not seen many people succeed. What are the do's and don'ts in Venus Mahadasha? Okay, there are not really a lot of do's and don'ts. I would say enjoy your life, particularly if you have a good Venus. Do not indulge in excesses or immoral pleasures. Don't let Rahu enter your territory. Be nice to people. Remember your Ketu days when you were down, and remember the people who kicked you when you were down. Do not be like that. Remember the lessons of Ketu and remain centered and try to accumulate good karma. Whatever enjoyment we have it because of good karma. The best time to do good karma is when your time is right, because that is when you have the resources and energy. So accumulate good karma, start an upward spiral. Avoid accumulating bad karma, which is so easy to do when the times are good. So when you are in Venus, Try to accumulate maximum good karma, avoid bad karma, enjoy life, but don't indulge yourself. That's it. Which are the best parts of Shukra Mahadasha? In my view, Shukra Venus and Shukra Mercury are the best part. I have also seen Shukra Rahu give some beautiful results provided Rahu is well placed. Because Rahu, despite being a malefic, loves Shukra. And Shukra being his guru, Rahu goes easy on the native because of the respect and love he has for Guru Shukracharya. But it can be a period of indulgences, so just watch that you do not do something wrong. Otherwise, I think these three are good periods in your Shukra Mahadasha. Which are the worst parts of Shukra Mahadasha? Hands down, Shukra Shani. Hands down. That is the worst period, particularly for men. Shukra Ketu, I have seen it do some damage, but it is the end of Shukra, people have matured. Moon Venus can also be tricky if you have a difficult moon. So these three parts one should be careful of, particularly Shukra Shani. Tell us about good and bad Venus conjunctions. I have seen Venus give good results in conjunction with Jupiter, Mercury, Sun, even Mars. The worst Venus conjunction is with Ketu, Shani, and Moon. Venus Ketu is the most horrible out of these three. Please clear the concept of combust Venus. Okay, technically, Mercury and Venus are combusted, but in their effect, there is no reduction. So, a king can overwhelm other people, but king cannot overwhelm the prince and the queen. So, Mercury and Venus, in my opinion, do not get combust. If Ketu Mahadasha gave good results, what should we expect in Venus Mahadasha? Okay, that's tricky. Usually, Ketu is bad for most people. It gives good results only in very specific conditions, mostly in Sagittarius or Pisces ascendants, where Venus can get tricky. So, if somebody had a good Ketu Dasha, I would be a little wary of their Venus Mahadasha. But a lot depends on the Lagna and where Venus is sitting. Can Venus make someone from rags to riches? The answer is not really. Planet of money are Shani, Rahu, and Mercury. Venus is not so much about accumulating money but living a good life. Venus will give you enough to have a good lifestyle, but Venus wouldn't necessarily let you pile upon cash until unless it has some specific placements in the chart, particularly the 11th or 10th house Venus can give a lot of cash. But otherwise, Venus is all about living a good life. It is not like accumulating more cash. How is Venus Dasha for 12th house Venus? Okay, in short, it is complicated, not a really happy one. Can create spiritual upliftment, but not necessarily material gains. I've created an entire video on it about a client's experience. Go check it out. I'll give the link in description. Shukra Moon conjunction leads to excessive love and romantic affairs. Is it true? Please answer in Hindi. जी हाँ, शुक्र चंद्र इकट्ठा हो तो आदमी को प्यार का, रोमांस का बहुत शौक होता है. इनका पेट नहीं भरता. इट कैन लीड टू मल्टीपल अफेयर्स. इस पे मैंने पूरा एक अलग से वीडियो बनाया है. इट इज़ कॉल्ड द मेगा फ्लड्स. वो आप चेक कर सकते हैं. नट इन लोगों का नारा होता है प्यासी है जिंदगी और मुझे प्यार दो. So it is a difficult thing to handle. By the end of Ketu Mahadasha, when will Shukra start to give its impact? Okay, Shukra will not give impact in Ketu Mahadasha. In fact, the first 9 months to 1 year of Shukra Mahadasha is dominated by Ketu. It is called Dasha Sandhi. I have created several videos on it. You can search. It's a period full of turmoil. It can bring a lot of disaster and destruction, but in Shukra Dasha, things would be rebuilt after this. So Ketu has only 7 years, Shukra has 20. So Ketu will take some time from the Shukra timeline and will dominate it. So give it 9 months to 1 year to see Shukra impact. How to empower Venus? Use fresh flowers, use perfumes, respect women, donate food, pray to Ma. Jai Shukra Dev.